I think bigla something mi mas tok longan long it has been recorded widely long response blo Papua New Guinea. President made a very clear case. Lo side long independence blo Bougainville. Prime Minister now, amikirap na talk. Sorry Bougainville, you plan already. You plan already lo sim independence because lo tupla half reason. You got some more reason. But mainly one, you know, got economic independence. Now number two, weapons disposal. That was from the opening statement. Long Prime Minister, one-time President. We have subsequently time tupla leader mani finish. Mitupla Minister now we take courage long all teams long Yumi, and we have since made responses not only to address the nonsense from the national government, but also Mipla clearly define him and state him position below Mipla. Now, all that needs to be said, all that needs to be said in response to the national government's position, long economic independence before political independence, and also weapons disposal. A repeat of what I said yesterday. The next day, Vice President went to the media, well, at least he was quoted, the issue of weapons disposal. Vice President, na mi repeat him tok long. Vice President, di tok also. You play worry long, you play tok logan. Na all get an election on Bougainville. The most democratic event in a citizen's life is exercising his rights and freedom during an election. If there's one moment in a citizen's life, lo exercising freedom belongan, na rights belongan, lo election. Because this result of this election will not hold if it is not free and fair. He must not be coerced, forced, intimidated, or bribed in the exercise of his freedom. So Vice President makes a great point. Long all this event, since 2005, you may got first ABG election every 5 years. The last one was in 2020. 2 years after every ABG election, MSI got national election. Now, Hamas community government election too. Namel long all this year. Not one incident of gun violence or gun intimidation of any sort. And we come up with Bougainville, law elections. And to use that as an excuse, Lotokosam Bougainville is not ready, with due respect, it's very hypocritical. Because you can look him, long all Narpla areas long Papua New Guinea, where every election there is gun violence. It's the extreme position. It's an extreme position. Every election since 2005 and before that, you know what one allegation of gun violence or intimidation, and on national side, every election, he got disruption through gun violence. So, let me, unfortunately, you may not reading now some commentary more because Facebook he passed. Maybe like being some response more. So that's as much as I want to say. This basis that you mean already. Alongside long economic independence, again, with due respect, Mr. Speaker, I also say it is hypocritical because Papua New Guinea been economic independent, time extreme independence. No, absolutely no. Now, what must be understood is this, that this argument, day one, it became more prominent during the referendum. Now it became prominent long election, long national election. Some Yumi went around telling people, it's in our policies that we must gain economic independence before political independence. Some Yumi been supporting this nonsense. Why not me cross the Prime Minister talk tete? Lo demanding economic independence. Because some of us agreed with that position during national elections. I mean, stop long all play card now, all get a platform now, all get a something all national member have been campaign long. You plan. You make it up no good now, cross the day. Okay, let me make an explanation. Let's display economic independence. Fisheries. Lo atun is a billion kina industry. Every year, tuna industry gets 1 billion kina. How much per time Minister of Fisheries bring him lo JSP? How much per time? And they keep on telling us, aninit lo Bougainville peace agreement, tuna emi responsibility lo national government. Emi true. That's all justification blanc. Tuna is a sovereign agenda. It's a sovereign issue. You know not talk long. Now, sovereign power or sovereign agendas, me make him clear. Those are the issues that make a country a country. Then you got sovereign power, and you country. That's why long transfer of powers, and need long peace agreement, and need long constitution. You may get all power listed. What is not listed are the sovereign powers. You don't have transfer him. You don't have transfer him sovereign power, because if it was transferred, we would be independent. Now me talking administration all the time. At some point, somebody better start exercising some of these sovereign powers. Do it as a dry run. Make a dry run on these sovereign powers. Because all narpla power, you may draw down, you may training long end, you may sabelo capacity, but on day one of independence, we will assume those sovereign powers. These are the most critical power, but you may not got sabel or on him. We haven't run a dry run. We haven't made a dry run. All right, Prime Minister talk long economic independence. Me use example blo tuna. 30% of the catches are in Bougainville waters. 30%. So it equates to 300 million. Now because I'm sovereign power, you get money me 1.5 million or how much million every year through NFA. Now time minister come up in, you talk, no, I'm sovereign power. Lo day one, 1st of September 2027, 300 million kina is mine. 300 million kina, minister by in charge now. Because me got political independence. Because I'm politically independent, me got ability to come up in this strategic decision. I have the ability to make strategic economic decisions. I can do that in the current structure of government. You work talk 5% long budget, internal revenue, and because you hold all sovereign power. I must get political independence before economic independence. Me not change him argument below me. Suppose you talk about economic independence, and by not one in time. 50 years on, PNG is not economically independent. This year by me celebrating independence. 50 years. What are we celebrating? Time all Papua New Guinea come up with independence, the 16th of September, all Narpla country back him all up, some kind aid, the World Bank loan, tete, Papua New Guinea stop yet now. 50 years later, and you want to make it a business to ensure that I get economic independence before political independence? Me not agree. You give me political independence, and then I can have the power to make strategic decisions that will affect my economy. President said talk all at the time. Me less finish lo cross lo money lo national government. Same passing here lo gonna sing out all at the time. But by making one of them, you don't have the sovereign powers. Me like him, you may stop on them government, lo display argument. Me like him, stop on them government, lo display argument. No can put down. This is a nonsense argument. This is like economic independence before political independence. I mean, no true argument.